The history of Valentine's Day, a celebration of love and mystery. Every year on February 14th, the air is filled with romance. Streets glow red and pink with decorations, flower shops brim with roses, and couples exchange gifts of chocolate, jewelry, and handwritten love notes. But have you ever paused and thought about the origins of this cherished day? How did Valentine's Day begin? Who was Saint Valentine? Was he mythical, or did he truly exist? Beneath the surface of today's celebrations lies a deeper story, one of forbidden love, faith, and devotion that dates back centuries. It's a tale full of mystery, heartbreak, and undying romance. Let's journey back in time together, unraveling the romantic legend behind this day that inspires millions to express their love. And don't forget to share your favorite love story with us down in the comments. Our story begins in 3rd century Rome, a time of fierce emperors and strict laws. Among them was Emperor Claudius II, who came to a striking conclusion. Married men made poor soldiers. A married man, he thought, would be too attached to his wife and family, distracted from the battlefield. Determined to strengthen his army, Claudius issued a decree forbidding young men to marry. But love is not so easily subdued, and neither was the courage of a humble Roman priest named Valentine. He believed love to be sacred, a gift from the divine, and continued performing secret weddings for young couples. Imagine candlelit ceremonies in hidden chambers, whispered vows exchanged in defiance of an unjust law, all presided over by this quiet hero. Eventually, his acts of love were discovered. Arrested and imprisoned for his defiance, Valentine's final days became the stuff of legend. It's said that during his time in prison, he healed the blind daughter of his jailer. She would visit him daily, and the two formed a deep bond, some say a love that transcended all barriers. On the eve of his execution, February 14th, Valentine penned a letter to her. His timeless words, "From your Valentine," a signature that echoes through history, carrying the weight of sacrifice and devotion. Saint Valentine was executed on that fateful day, becoming a martyr. But his legacy was far from over. He became a symbol of selfless love, inspiring billions to this day. Have you ever written a love letter? Tag your special someone. As if one story wasn't captivating enough, there's another contender for the name Saint Valentine. Some argue that the title belongs to Saint Valentine of Terni, a bishop who was also martyred under Emperor Claudius II for performing clandestine marriages. Like the first, this Valentine stood for love in times of persecution. And then there's yet another, a 3rd Saint Valentine, martyred in Africa, though little is known about him. 3 men, 3 martyrs, what they all share is their enduring devotion to their faith and to love. The question is, could all these stories overlap? Or is the story of Valentine meant to symbolize something greater, love that triumphs over all odds? Which legend speaks most to your heart? Share your thoughts with us using Saint Valentine Mystery. Before Valentine's Day as we know it, ancient Rome had its own unique and somewhat bizarre tradition, Lupercalia. Celebrated on February 15th, this festival was dedicated to Faunus, the god of fertility, as well as Romulus and Remus, the legendary founders of Rome. The festivities were wild and far from romantic in the modern sense. Priests would sacrifice goats, then use their hides to whip women in the streets, not violently, but as part of a fertility blessing. Women welcomed it, believing it would help them conceive or ensure a healthy pregnancy. The festival also had its own matchmaking game. Single women would place their names in an urn, and men would draw them at random, forming temporary or, in some cases, lasting partnerships. While the tradition might sound outlandish today, it reflected the universal human longing for partnership and connection. It was this primal, deeply human need that Christian leaders sought to channel into a more sacred and meaningful celebration. What's the oddest Valentine's tradition you've heard of around the world? By the 5th century CE, Christianity had spread across Rome, replacing many pagan customs with Christian practices. Pope Gelasius I officially declared February 14th as Saint Valentine's Day, transforming an ancient fertility ritual into a celebration of the martyred saint. From then on, the focus shifted from wild revelry to a day honoring love, sacrifice, and devotion. The once chaotic practices of Lupercalia faded into memory, replaced by a quieter, more profound reflection of human connection. Funny, isn't it? A goat sacrifice evolved into gifting roses and chocolate. How will you show your love this year? Now let's fast forward to the Middle Ages. This is where Valentine's Day took its first steps toward becoming the romantic holiday we know today. In medieval Europe, February 14th was believed to coincide with the mating season of birds, a sign from nature itself that love was in the air. One man in particular helped immortalize the connection between February 14th and romance, Geoffrey Chaucer. In his 1375 poem Parliament of Fools, Chaucer described the day when birds come together to choose their mates. For this was on St. Valentine's Day, when every fowl cometh there to choose his mate. Chaucer's poetic imagination inspired a wave of new traditions, cementing Valentine's Day as a time for lovers to express their affection. Feeling poetic? Write a love poem and share it under Valentine Verse Challenge. You might just make someone's day. As romantic traditions evolved, the exchange of love letters and tokens of affection became increasingly popular. By the 1400s, Valentine's messages made their debut. One of the oldest surviving records dates back to 1415, when Charles, Duke of Orleans, wrote a heartfelt letter to his wife while imprisoned in the Tower of London. By the 1700s, Valentine's cards, often handmade, became all the rage in England and America. These cards featured everything from romantic verses to delicate lace and intricate designs. They were beautiful testaments to love, preserved through the centuries. Today, with email and text messages, love letters might seem old-fashioned, but their magic remains unparalleled. Take a moment this Valentine's Day. Craft a heartfelt card or message and give it to or Valentine. And what's Valentine's Day without its cheeky mascot, Cupid? With his golden bow and arrow, Cupid has been shooting hearts for centuries. His story began in ancient Greece, where he was known as Eros, the powerful god of love and desire, capable of bending the will of gods and mortals alike. In Roman mythology, Eros transformed into Cupid, the playful cherub we recognize today. His golden arrows sparked irresistible love, while his lead ones ensured rejection. What better symbol for the unpredictable nature of romance? Think Cupid's been busy in your life? Today, Valentine's Day is bigger than ever. In the United States alone, people spend over $25 billion each year on gifts, from flowers and jewelry to extravagant trips. An astonishing 145 million Valentine's cards are exchanged annually, second only to Christmas greetings. But beyond the glitter of modern consumerism, the beauty of Valentine's Day lies in its simplicity. Though many express love with grand gestures, others choose quiet moments, heartfelt letters, or even a homemade dinner. Love manifests in countless ways, and that's what makes this day so special. How do you celebrate? A candlelit dinner, a surprise getaway, or just a quiet moment together? Share your ideas down in the comments. From the wild rituals of Lupercalia to the heartfelt gestures of today, Valentine's Day is, at its core, a celebration of love in all its forms. It is transformed through the ages, blending heroism, devotion, and romance into a single day that reminds us to cherish those who mean the most to us. As you celebrate this year, remember that it's not about the cost of the gift or the extravagance of the gesture. True love, whether romantic, platonic, or familial, lies in the little things. A warm smile, a kind word, a shared moment. So, here's to love. Tag the one you adore and tell them how much they mean to you. Happy Valentine's Day. Stay curious, stay inspired, and most importantly, stay loved.